Hi, can I get any closer? Okay, so full disclosure, I had another video planned for this week, but I don't have the bandwidth to edit it, so I'm not going to, and instead I made cookies. So here I will share with you my favorite cookie recipe. But you're gonna want to start with a big bowl, and no, I lied. You're gonna start with your oven turned to preheat at 350 degrees, which I forgot now and also when I was actually recording this. So do that first. And then you want to get a big bowl. And into that bowl, you want to put equal parts white sugar, brown sugar, and softened butter. I'm putting a cup of each in this bowl. I know that seems like a lot. I thought it was a lot the first time that I did it as well, but trust me, trust the process, just do it. It's fine. And then you want to stir, mix, cream's the word. It's a much easier task when your butter is actually softened. You want softened butter. You can see off to the side, there is a green thing that I'm covering with a bowl because my butter is not all the way softened. Depending on the time of year, you kind of want to take your butter out if you're not one of those households that like leave butter out already. And you want to take it out of the fridge and let it sit for like probably up to 2.5 hours, depending on the time of the year. It's winter here, so I did not let it sit out long enough. So I'm trying that trick where you put a hot bowl over it to melt it all the way through. Spoiler alert, it did not soften it to the way it needed it to be softened. So this is one of the reasons you want softened butter, because one, it makes it much easier to cream together by hand, and two, it greatly improves the texture of the cookie. You don't want melted butter and you don't want cold butter. Cold butter is going to give you a scone-like consistency, which scones are delicious, but they are not cookies. Melted butter will give you like chewy, flat cookies, and those are cookies. Those are not the cookies we're making. Softened butter, that's what you want. And once it is creamed, you're going to move to the next ingredient, which is adding 2 eggs, one at a time. But once the eggs are mixed in, you add your vanilla and a little bit of salt. There are actual measurements for this, but at this point I've made this so much that I don't know. I just know how to put it in. And then comes the secret ingredient. It's not really a secret. The instructions are going to be in the down there square, so don't worry about it. So this should be a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of hot water. I found that, well, okay, I didn't find that. This recipe was not made by me. So I think that diffusing the baking soda in the hot water helps to add kind of a softness to the cookie. I don't know why, because I'm a writer. And science has never been my forte. So these cookies are so soft. They always taste like they've just cooled from the oven. They are just so incredibly soft. Like it stays that way for like 7 days. Actually, I don't know if 7 is the right number because they never last that long in this house, but like day 3, day 4, day 5, they are still so soft. So just do it. And then we're gonna add 3 cups of flour. Again, I know it seems like a lot. This is the one that I've played around with trying to make less of. You need 3 cups of flour. Just really important, mix them in 1 cup at a time. Because if you over mix the flour into the dough, you're gonna have tough cookies because you're developing gluten. That is a term I've learned from watching way too much cooking YouTube. But that is what you're gonna do, and you're gonna have tough cookies. Again, you don't want that. Mix each cup of flour in until the batter goes from white back to mostly brown. And here you see I switch out my baking whisk. I did this because I felt it getting a little bit tougher as I was doing my churning, and I didn't want to develop gluten. So I moved from mixing to kind of folding the ingredients together until most of the white was gone. From here, you toss in your toppings. So mix in your nuts and your chocolate chips. I suggest minis because they kind of make it easier to make smaller cookies. The bigger your like chocolate is, the harder it is to make small cookies. And there's nothing wrong with big cookies, but when these cookies are big, they're a meal. You can only eat one at a time. I sound like a glutton. But, you know, do what you want. Whatever chocolate floats your boat in the chocolate river, have at it. And from here, everything's mixed, and you know what to do. We're gonna put these things on a pan. Pan's the right word. And once this is done, you pop them in your preheated oven for 10 minutes. I sometimes fiddle around 10 and 12 minutes depending on how I'm doing this. As you can see, I'm rotating them out pan at a time. I prefer it to do it that way, but it does take longer. For this recipe, the first time you make it, because, you know, maybe you like different kinds of cookies and you want to try this with a lot of stuff, do what I'm telling you to do for this recipe. Just do it, unless you're allergic to nuts. So I toss in walnuts and chocolate chips because these cookies will remain so soft that you kind of want another crunchier texture in the mix. Just do it. If you're not allergic to nuts, just do it. If you don't like walnuts, stop watching this video. Now watch this beautiful footage of me fondling each cookie. And that's my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. I really hope you guys give it a try. It is delicious. I don't eat them anymore because in the last few years I have developed an allergy to chocolate. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't love chocolate, but I do love chocolate chip cookies. So I spent years finding the perfect chocolate chip recipe, and now I make it for others because my joy is in helping others feel good. It's fine. But honestly, these cookies are so good. Anytime I make them for anyone, it's what they want. If I'm not going to buy someone a gift, they're like, can you make me cookies? So give them a try. Like, I'm not about gatekeeping delicious food. And if you have the ingredients to do this, do it. And for real, use walnuts the first time. Just do it. Just do it. Crush them up. Don't use whole walnuts. Don't use half walnuts. Use crushed or chopped, not crushed then, chopped. Use chopped walnuts. Sometimes I am lazy and I get whole ones and I just don't want to chop them, so I'll go but you know, just chop them up. Don't be lazy. That being said, as much as I love that freaking cookie recipe, it's really difficult to shoot food in this place. Like, I have to figure out a way to shoot food better. Obviously, you saw all the issues with the one I did. Like, I just didn't have stuff in frame because I was like, oh, I'll just cut that out of frame. I don't need that. And then I was like, oh, I did need that, which is why you got the weird butter off to the side. There were so many things that were just half cut off. And I was like, am I gonna make cookies for a 4th time this month just to have a prettier video? No, I'm not. As it is 5:18 in the morning right now. And I'm doing this recording because I dropped the ball on some stuff. So no, I wasn't gonna do that again. So you get what you get. That's also why you get this version of me, this 5 a.m. version of me. I do not care, children. But I do care about finding ways to make food videos here because I cook a lot. I enjoy cooking. I like testing a lot of recipes and making my roommate eat the bad ones. And the good ones. So I'm gonna figure out a way to make that work for us here so I can do more cooking videos, not just to like fill in the gaps when I'm too lazy to put together my full video, but because there's lots of cooking that I want to do and it's great content to share if you guys like recipes or want to give something a try. Anyway, and to wrap all this up, next month I will be tackling the video I was supposed to put up this month, which is one of my best friends came down to visit and we did a lot of stuff. So I have like 40 videos waiting for me in a folder. and it's just overwhelming even thinking about it at this point. So I was like, just get a video out so you guys get holiday cookies, beautiful chocolate chip cookies for every occasion. So just enjoy that. And next month I will get that behemoth out, and hopefully it'll be no longer than like 15 minutes. I'm really gonna do my best to like chop that mess down. That is all. I don't have anything else to say. I'm going to pop this in the video. I'm going to add some music to it. Orchestral flair. I don't know what music I'm using for this, so whatever. And I'm going to put it out today. Hopefully before 8:30 a.m. Again, it is 5:19. So, wish me luck. Bye, kids.